Hey guys, my name is Tin. I'm pretty new in YouTube and I just started my channel that is called Fish and Trips. I post my weekly fishing trip videos in my channel and it has been only a month. So on today's episode, I'm trying to take you guys to Los Vaqueros Reservoir. It's a reservoir close to my home and I call it a slump breaker because if I'm not catching fish or for some reason I haven't been able to go out and do some fishing, I usually drive to Los Vaqueros and try to fish and have a good time. So for today's episode, my friend Hector is accompanying me and we're driving to Los Vaqueros. So come with us, join the trip. And this is my first crack at making a YouTube video, so let me know how I did. Comment, like, if you'd like to subscribe my channel, that will mean a lot for me, and just let me know where I can improve. I'm pretty sure like there are so many mistakes I'll be doing in my first, second and 100th of the videos that I'll be doing for this channel, and I would appreciate your honest feedback. Thank you so much and let's drive.
Batti Deuta Batti दिलाइदेऊ जल देउता धारामा पानी देऊ.
Once we were at the spot for the bank fishing, it didn't take us long for us to get the first bite. It was early in the morning and I was still cold. That's why you see me wearing gloves. But we were happy that it didn't take us long to get the first bite. That was a good sign, so we're hoping that the bite will continue.
Ooh, nice one. Let's see.
Right after I had caught my first fish, Hector hooked on his first. So here you can see Hector is reeling it in. The day has just started. The bite has started coming in and we're pretty happy. But if Hector reels in one, I have to reel another one too. So I waited and after 5 or 10 minutes I got bite. So I'm reeling in my second fish. Hector is in the background. He's waiting for his bite now. So the run is on. Here you can see Hector is reeling in his second fish. Looks like it's a good sized fish because he's having trouble with his light reel and rod pulling in the fish. So I'm curious to see how big is the fish. Oh, the fish is pretty big. It might be the biggest fish for this trip. So we decided to take some pictures and pose, but before that Hector has to put on his gloves. For some reason he doesn't like to touch fish with his bare hand, and I volunteer myself, like I don't care, let me grab it by my bare hand and take some pictures. It's a good size fat fish.
GoPro.
Let's talk about bait that we're using. At first we're using night crawler, but that didn't get us any bite, so we switched to power bait. I'm using pink color power bait. The rig setup that we're using for trout fishing from the bank is a regular slip and slide rig. I have a small weight and my swivel, and then I have about 6 pound test where I tied a hook and on the hook I'm putting the dough bait and throwing it in the water. When casting from bank, I like to use bobber and bell. This is pretty common among bank anglers. So how it works is you cast your bait and then you place your rod in your
What?
rod holder, then you grab a bobber, you
Okay
slide
then.
the bobber
What can
down
you do?
on your fishing line, and you clamp a bell on your fishing rod. So once the fish takes the bait, you can see the bobber goes up and the bell starts ringing, and the magic begins. You see here that the fish has taken the bait. My bobber is going up, so I'm going to take the bobber off the line, get the bell off the line, and then start reeling in. So it's pretty common but pretty effective way of fishing from the banks. Another technique while fishing for the trout, especially in lake, is to change between your power bait dough. Here I have changed from pink to rainbow color power dough. It is orangish greenish color, which is getting me more bite. At this point we had already caught more fish than we intended to keep, and we decided to do catch and release so that next time we're on the same spot or we go to the same lake, we have fish that we can catch, and there are fish that other people can catch and have a good time too. So I intend to release this fish. That's why I'm not taking it
I'll
out
let
of the
it go.
water.
Wait.
I'm leaving it in the water. I'm trying to get the hook out. One thing I did a mistake here was that I left the plier inside my bag, and I could have got that one, but I decided to take the hook out with my bare hand. It
What
was a
mistake?
struggle, but
I'll use my
I
hand.
I was able to take the hook out of the fish's mouth
Bye, fishy
and then
fishy.
release the fish. And the fish was pretty
Yeah.
happy.
Shoot.
He ran away.
Bye bye.
Bites continue, and we continued
Wait.
to
I'll
catch
let
and
you go.
release. Here you
Let
can
it
see
go.
that we caught another
Why?
fish, and this time I was wise
We
enough to
need
get
some
my
stuff for next
pliers
time.
ready. So I'm using my pliers to take the hook out of the mouth of the
No,
fish, and
I
then
got the
release
chip,
the
but
fish
I think it'll
unharmed,
survive.
and hopefully it will survive, because I'm not taking it out of the water, and I think that technique helps fish
Go.
recover and run away
Not.
from the
Don't
human
come
being,
back.
unless
Bye
they
bye.
like to come
Go.
back to me.
Bye.
We were having a lot of fun
Go.
catching and releasing fish, but we realized that we're also creating some attention on us, because in this frame you can see there is a fellow angler who stopped by and who started asking me about the bait and rig I was using and what was working that day. Over the years I have seen that anglers are pretty friendly, and they will provide information about what's working and what's not, which spot is hot and which not. So I usually do the same. For this fellow angler, I was nice and I shared the
No.
information.
Let's
I
do
told
catch and
him
release.
that I was
Hey,
using power
catch and
bait
release.
and it was
Go.
working pretty good on that day.
Live one more life.
And after releasing my last fish, which you can see it here, I decided to call it
Go.
a day
Hi.
and I started to pack. But this fellow angler still wanted more information about the power bait I was using, so I showed him the rainbow color power bait that I was using. He compared that with his own, and at the end I decided to give him the power bait that I was using and showed him where to cast, and he was pretty excited about that.
banki bolo dan ni sinka. Ai banki bolo dan ni kanna. Ai banki